Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Hello, Hello podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers. Beautiful place that we are today. I am sitting here with Madison Eads at the Holbrook Hotel in Danville, Virginia. It is beautiful. It's my first time ever being in here, and we just happen to be in the presidential suite. I feel so luxurious and fancy. Thanks for having us today.
Thanks so much. I'm excited.
I'm excited to be here. And when I reached out, and you replied and you're like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love a hotel. I'm fascinated by hospitality. And so for you to invite us into the Holbrook and talk to us about your experience and kind of what each hotel has to offer in this chain of hotels that you guys have here, and you're the general manager of all of them. And so we have so much to talk about. And what I want to ask first is, like, how did you end up here? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So hospitality has been a passion of mine for, I guess, 15 plus years now, which sounds crazy to me to realize that. But I worked at Tuscarora Country Club here in Danville when I was in high school, and then ultimately decided to major in hospitality and tourism management at Virginia Tech. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to go into, but I've always been in leadership roles in various ways. And I graduated from Tech and then opened the Virginian Hotel in Lynchburg as the front office manager just 3 days after graduation as the front office manager. And I quickly moved into various roles within that hotel. It was a full service Curio Collection by Hilton, so there were a lot of things going on. Moved into catering and sales management quickly, which was all of the weddings and social events and everything like that. So I thought I wanted to go into wedding planning. I just loved the wedding industry. It was so fun. And then COVID hit. So I got moved into a front desk role, I guess, and catering and sales manager like through COVID. So worked at the hotel with all the various things that happened during COVID, all the restrictions and regulations. And then I made a pivot in my career in 2021 and worked at the Danville, Pennsylvania County Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
So that was a intermission between hospitality jobs, and that was super fun while it lasted. And I got to meet a ton of business leaders and get to know the community again, because I hadn't been in Danville since I was in high school, and things had changed so rapidly while I was in college, especially then. So that was great. But then I was approached by the Bee and got right back into hospitality, and it's kind of been a whirlwind since.
Yeah. I mean, so fascinating. And you mentioned the Bee, because we're at the Holbrook Hotel.
Yes.
But you also manage the Bee.
Yes.
And then you have a new hotel that's opening very soon.
Yes. So the Bee opened in 2020, and I started in 2022 as the manager. And then we opened Holbrook, where we're sitting now, almost 2 years ago this month.
Wow.
So we're excited to celebrate our second birthday.
Yes.
And then the Laurel Hotel will open in January. So yeah, we kind of have the little boutique hotel market in Danville, and it's super fun.
I mean, that's a lot. And so you have a lot going on. I want to know a little bit about the hotel industry, especially the boutique hotel industry, because I love it because it's so personalized. Everyone is a little different and they have their own vibe. And so kind of tell us about the vibe of each hotel.
Okay. The Bee Hotel was the former Register and Bee newspaper building. So you walk up and it's a stunning building. I mean, it was absolutely gorgeous from the early 1900s. It was 3 buildings combined into one hotel. And then the city took the center building and turned it into a pocket park that they now own and operate. So the Bee kind of surrounds the pocket park. They added a rooftop deck, so it's the only rooftop in Danville right now, so you can get views of the River District, which is nice. There are nods to history all throughout the Bee Hotel, so you walk in and it's the original linotype machine in the lobby, and then the proof press and the original spiral staircase. So it's super fun to walk in and kind of see the photos of the editors and writers working, and then the little paper boy right when you walk in. But then otherwise, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Every touch and every corner of that property, they designed it so well, and I just think it's beautiful. So many photo shoots happen there, weddings, birthdays, all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
For our on our rooftop deck, and then throughout the property itself. And we're expanding some different amenities at the B. So soon we should have an expanded food and beverage menu.
Nice.
And then some beer and wine. So happy hours coming soon on the
Yes.
rooftop.
Oh,
so
that's exciting.
Yeah, super excited about that. The Holbrook Hotel
Yes.
was originally a doctor's office. So this was one of the doctor's offices, but there were pediatricians, dentists, orthodontists, psychiatrists, a various number of different medical field professionals in this space. And it was renovated into a boutique hotel just to solidify this corner of Danville. We're in the Old West End. Tourism is obviously increasing in the city, so being able to be within Danville's Old West End, but also so close to the River District. We're less than a mile away if you want to walk or bike down there.
Nice.
And then just being in the neighborhood with Crema and Vine and King Crop and just different things popping up. Midtown Market is, of course, a local favorite, and we share a parking lot, basically.
Yes.
So we love being in this neighborhood. For the Holbrook, most of our rooms here do have kitchenettes and like little living spaces. We're in the presidential, which is obviously perfect for special occasions or weddings or honeymoons or that kind of thing. So we kind of have a little bit of everything, and we offer lots of different amenities in this one property to accommodate many different types of guests, whether it's long-term, special occasion, or just a random staycation.
Very cool. And tell us about the new hotel, the Laurel.
Yes, the Laurel is in the old Dan River Mills Executive Office Building. So that is also rich in history, of course.
Yes.
That one's in the Schoolfield Village. So each hotel has its own little neighborhood, which I think is awesome. That one is going to have local history, nods back to history, of course, from the mill. So you're going to see fabrics and textures and plaids and lots of color and that kind of thing. But it's also going to offer an upscale boutique experience for those traveling specifically in that area to visit Caesars, Virginia. But also if you're a business traveler and you want to stay in a unique property, you're within walking distance to restaurants. We also get to be right at the cusp of Schoolfield kind of revitalizing. So it's exciting
Yes.
to be a part of that as well and kind of see an area that didn't have so much going on turn into something that is becoming a tourist destination.
This is fantastic. And hearing your story, I feel like you are exactly where you need to be.
Thank you.
You're so good at what you do.
Thank you.
Take us through like a day as a general manager for 3 hotels.
No day looks the same.
Right.
And I know, I'm sure you hear that all the time.
No,
but it
like
truly
it
is.
has to be true.
Yeah, and I think all of my team members would say the same thing, especially the managers that are moving between properties or the ones that are at their own home base.
Right.
Every day is different because you just never know what's going on in the area. Whether we're welcoming racers for VIR Martinsville Speedway, or it's Caesars Virginia guests, business travelers, people coming in from different countries frequently, which is always fun. You just never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
I rotate my time between the different properties. I'm not at the Laurel as much yet just because I don't belong on a job site.
Right.
I'm like no good there. But it's super exciting to see everything come together, and I try to spend, I just pop in every so often and take pictures and stuff like that. But right now, between the B and the Holbrook, just trying to split my time, make sure I'm showing face to all my team members. And we do have a lot of shared team members too, so that bounce between the properties. So it's fun to kind of have the whole team all together, which we do once a month, just to make sure everybody feels like we're all part of one bigger team.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, I know there's so much going on, and you probably get to know a lot of people through this because you probably have a lot of regulars, right? You talk a lot about business travel and people visiting the area. Do you like end up having people that you're like, oh my gosh, they stay here all the time?
Yes, absolutely. people and dogs. I think
Oh,
we
yes.
love welcoming
And so it's
return
pet friendly?
guests. Yeah, both. All of them. Well, actually, I don't know about the Laurel, but
Yeah.
so far the Bee and the Holbrook are pet friendly.
Nice.
And we're excited to be able to welcome the return dogs back too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have return guests all the time. And one thing that my team does really well is builds relationships with those people, right? So they'll come back to the Bee and they know, oh, this person likes this type of room or this view. They like to have sparkling water, whatever it might be. They just have these things that they learn about the people, and that's why our service scores are what they are, because the team is delivering and they go above and beyond constantly, and that's why people like to come back to the properties and try the sister properties as well.
And would you say that's what the difference is? Because a lot of people may wonder, like, what is the difference in experience between a boutique hotel and your chain, and your large chain hotels? Would you say that's the difference?
I would. I think that we're able to offer a unique and personalized experience, and we have the ability to kind of do whatever we want. So if we want to add an amenity or add a service or an event or something like that, we can. And it's super exciting because the team, everybody is so creative. They're passionate about the hospitality industry, but they're creative and they're full of ideas. So actually being able to roll out the team members' ideas and them to see like they're making an impact on guest service scores, they get their name mentioned, or on when we roll out ideas, they get credit, that kind of thing. It's super exciting, and I think that the team members like being a part of something bigger and something that they can actually be impactful towards, whether it's on the guest experience side, the design side, or like, I don't know, events, whatever it might be. They get to have an impact and show that we value their opinions.
I love that so much. And you talked about your experience working for the golf course in high school and kind of how that led you to kind of wanting to get into hospitality. What was it? What was that defining moment where you're like, I want to do this forever?
We call it like the hospitality bug. Like if
Okay.
you have it, you have it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I didn't necessarily know what it was, but I loved meeting people, and I loved the regulars like you were talking about earlier. I liked them, like we knew them by name. We knew what their order was, and we just seeing a smile on their face, like if we had their order ready or like we knew what they would want, that kind of thing. People love feeling valued. And when I can make somebody feel valued or important or seen, I think that it really stands out, and it gives me a lot of fulfillment, even on the harder days, because not every day is sunshine and rainbows in the hospitality field.
Right.
It's a lot of hard work, and the team members that I have, they put in so much hard work. I mean, it's physically demanding, it's mentally demanding, but when we get to see a guest like light up or like a review because it was so memorable, even if it's something that, it took me 30 minutes to do that, it's not that big of a deal, but to them it was. I think that really shows.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to someone that maybe has the bug right now and they're thinking about going into hospitality? Like, what is the biggest piece of advice you'd give to someone?
I would say if you are looking for a fulfilling career where you can make people happy and where you can help people, hospitality is the right fit, because it's kind of like walking on stage every day. If you're having a bad day, you walk through that hotel door, you cannot show that you're having a bad day, right? So being on stage, walking in, and it's kind of a performance sometimes, and sometimes it's not, but being able to do that so naturally, and then also know that you have the backing of your team members when you are having a hard time, I think is why we have such great retention.
Yes.
We have team members that have been on longer than I've been on, and I'm almost at 4 years now, and they just stay for years and years. I think they feel valued, like I've already talked about, but also they feel like they have connections with their fellow team members and colleagues and other managers and stuff like that, where they are cared about. And so even if they are having a bad day, they can come into the hotel and it can be flipped around, or they can just do their job. But yeah, I'm kind of detouring off of the original question.
It's great. No, I think it's great. And what you're mentioning too is, hospitality is so broad, and there are so many opportunities within the hospitality industry that if you just get your foot in the door and start somewhere, you could end up where you are today, or in so many different aspects that really fulfill you.
That's a really important part of hospitality is that we need every single type of person in the field. So it doesn't always have to be that customer service facing person. It can be somebody that's interested in accounting. We need accountants.
Right.
It could be finance. It could be, you know, anything numbers. We need those people as well. Human resources, marketing, sales. There's just so many categories that fall under the hotel umbrella, and we need every single type of person on the team to make it work. So it's so important to talk to people in high school that are trying to figure out what they want to do for a career. It's so hard because it's, you know, you could go into the medical field, or there's so many different things you could do. And the hospitality major, I think, opens up so many doors for no matter what your focus area or what your interests are or your skill set in general. There's so many different things you can do.
I totally agree. And it's just such a huge area to accomplish so many things. And talking about accomplishing so many things, before we started, you said that you know, you go to school, you graduate, but that's just not enough. You got to go back.
Sure.
And so you are back in school. Tell us about that.
Yes. I am working towards getting my master's in hospitality through Cornell. So I'm excited to hopefully graduate in May.
Yes.
And like I was telling you before we started, I am taking my final 2 core classes right now that perfectly aligns with opening a 3rd hotel. So while I'm learning so many awesome skill sets, that's kind of where all my time is spent right now.
What is it that enticed you to go back to school and get your master's?
I think furthering my education was super important to me while I'm preparing to take on even more of a high-level role managing a collection of properties. Danville is changing so much, so I just want to make sure I have the knowledge and the backing to launch our boutique hotels even further. I think with everything changing in Danville and the tourism market growing so much, it was important to me to get those, I guess, the educational backing. I have a hospitality degree from Tech, but that was 7 years ago. So I was ready for the next step to further my education and just make sure that I'm up to date. I mean, AI is a huge thing right now. So I'll take an AI class, but we're already talking about that in all the other classes because it's so relevant right now. While AI is relevant, it's in the hospitality industry itself, it's important for us to realize that it's not going to take the hospitality jobs.
Sure, it can't.
It's just not possible. So that's reassuring. And as you're going into college, it's interesting to major in something related to that, just because you know that it's not something that's going to go away.
Right.
But yeah, just making sure we're up to date and I have the skill set that I need to lead a team. Because ultimately my job now is to grow other leaders. And with that knowledge and education that I'm getting through them and also through my service on the advisory board at Virginia Tech for the hospitality program, working with those students, kind of the combination, just making sure that we are up to date and I have the skill set that I need to train other leaders.
That's phenomenal. And I mean, you're doing so much and I feel inspired by you and you are so powerful. And, you know, what is your ultimate goal?
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I just live day by day.
Day by day?
I mean,
hey, I love
every
the
day
honesty.
is different. Yeah, it's the ultimate goal is to, like I was just talking about, growing the other leaders. When I see successful young leaders that work for me thrive and succeed and grow and challenge themselves, whether it be in education or in the hotels or anything like that, I think that's super fulfilling for me. And that is why I'm involved in the hospitality board at Virginia Tech. And that's why I engage with high school students as often as I can, just because seeing the younger people grow into their careers or grow into themselves and develop into leaders is one of my favorite things to do. So I think my ultimate goal is to kind of transition into that type of space more so and see like what these other leaders accomplish and what attention they get for running these hotels, because obviously I'm not doing this alone.
Right.
So,
oh my gosh, I want to work with you. Are you hiring?
yes, if you want to work with me. We'll be hiring for the Laurel here soon. So everything will be posted on Indeed and on our social medias and stuff like that. So
well, be on the lookout. I mean, you want to work with Madison because you're doing a phenomenal job at growing people and being so growth minded. And so, I mean, kudos to you for what you've accomplished so far. I'm excited to follow your journey and seeing you graduate with your master's in May.
Yes, hopefully.
And having a successful opening of the Laurel. That is so exciting. And if people are interested in staying at one of the hotels, where can they find all the great information or attending one of these happy hours on the rooftop?
Yes, definitely attend the happy hour. That will be posted on our social media pages. So we've got Instagram and Facebook for all the properties now. The B Hotel and then the B Danville on Instagram, the Holbrook Hotel on Facebook, and then I think it's the Holbrook Danville on Instagram. And then the same thing for the Laurel Hotel on Facebook, and then Instagram is the Laurel Danville. And they all follow each other. So if you find one, you can find the others.
I'll tag them all.
Yes,
they're all
perfect.
tagged above.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I mean, get the information, come stay. I mean, most of you listening live in the area, but I mean, a staycation here is amazing. So much to do. I mean, I know that you've been seeing throughout this video all of the cool B-roll of the room and the hotel. It's just a really fantastic job that you guys have done here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're excited to be a part of it.
Stay at one of the hotels, get the boutique experience. I mean, it's catered to you. Such a warm, welcoming environment. Thank you for sharing your story and for allowing us to come sit with you today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for watching and listening today to this episode of Hello, Hello. Continue rating, reviewing, subscribing, doing all the things you've been doing, and recommending great people like Madison, because I love coming out and allowing you to get to know them at the same time I am. And we'll talk to you next week. Bye.